Tia. Warnock targeting voters outside the Atlanta suburbs today. What does that tell you about Warnock's closing strategy?
Yes, Warnock's closing strategy has been to have as many events as possible, speaking to as many different constituency groups as possible. So today we see him campaigning with college students, but he's also, over the past few days has campaigned with Black voters. Last night he was with AAPI voters. He's also, been looking at younger voters. He's really trying to broaden and build his coalition. Even with the Dave Matthews ban last week, and suburban voters, even white voters. So that's what we've seen from the Warnock campaign.
And now contrast that for me with what you're seeing from Walker.
So it was interesting. Walker was very limited in his campaigning this weekend. He held no public events on Saturday, although he did go to a tailgate party outside of the SEC championship. And then today he only had one public event, which was in Loganville, in kind of a more exurban metro Atlanta, almost rural part of Georgia. And so Herschel Walker, when he does campaign publicly, tends to stick with his base. He tends to stick in solid Republican strongholds and draw audiences that are kind of, friendly to that MAGA Republican message that he has.
LaTosha, tell me if you think I'm wrong here. I think a lot of this comes down to who actually turns out between now and Election Day. We have new NBC News reporting that dives into the increase of new voters who are casting ballots. Quote, Democrats say some of their Georgia base sat out the November election because they assumed Warnock would easily win. Instead, he finished less than 1 point ahead and was forced into a runoff. As a result, some previous non-voters are turning out now. Your sense, your work, how are organizers working to bring new voters into the process in these final days?
Yeah, I think that there is some truth to that. I think there are young voters that we're seeing coming out in record numbers. They came out in the midterms, but we're also seeing an increase of voters. I've actually ran into voters who said, I didn't vote last time, but guarantee you I'm going to vote this time. And so I do think that there's a renewed sense of this is a close election and how critical it is and how critical we need to that for the state of Georgia, we need to have someone in that seat that really can serve the people of Georgia. And so I am seeing young people. I think one of the things that is really significant around how Warnock is running his campaign is I think that he's basing his campaign on the future of Georgia, that literally it is going to take a broad-based coalition to actually be able to win the Democratic ticket, from AAPI voters to Latino voters to African-American voters to progressive white voters to the LGBTQ community. And what we've been seeing is a very intentional effort from the Warnock campaign to make sure that you're reaching out to these communities, these various communities, and actually being able to speak have a message specifically related to those communities, tailored to them, and also be able to pull that coalition together so that they not only come out in early voting, but that we also see a flood of voters for on Tuesday.